Good afternoon. This is not really anything other than the start to something I'm going to be following pretty heavily right now and learning more about. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. My day started out pretty weird. So, I'm going to touch on a few subjects here in this video. It's more of a vlog than anything, but it's a start to a line of videos, a string of videos I'm going to put out as I learn. We're going to talk about ODD, or oppositional defiant disorder, which my 5-year-old son has. He's here now because he got sent home from school today. We'll get to that later. So anyway, ODD is one. Then we're going to talk about why I'm going to focus more on YouTube instead of Facebook. And I'm going to touch on a few relationship type of issues that have seemed to have moved past in my life. I want to put that out there. They're not really existent right now. They're not a problem. But they all kind of tie together. So, ODD, oppositional defiant disorder. Sorry, I almost screwed that up. It's where somebody likes to defy and do the exact opposite of what they're told to do, even if they know that there's potentially some harm that could come from it. My son is showing many signs of it at home, at school, and the doctor even said that, well, actually it was a physician assistant, said she thinks it's ODD. Okay, 6 months to a year before we can get him in to see a counselor, psychiatrist, or psychologist. And that's the next step to getting the answers we need to find out what we can do about this. Now, for those of you that are Christian, I believe there is a demonic presence at work around him. For those of you that are not Christian, there is definitely something different about my child. My son, I love him to death, but boy, does he have some attitude problems. Now that I've touched on that, he got sent home today because he decided to flip desks over, throw chairs, and just be a general brat. No, more than a general brat. General would be something that commonly happens. So, for those of you that pray for my son, for a resolve in this situation, a speedy resolve. For those of you that have to deal with this type of behavior from either a kid or somebody you know, or are dealing with it yourself, please don't hesitate to drop a comment in the section to help me out by telling me different things that you see from what I explain. And it's going to be through the next few videos, so I hope you follow along. Now, on to, what was the other there's 3 subjects. I'm having a rough day. Memory's gone today. Nice house, bud.
Thank you.
So, bear with me a second. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. Okay. Oh, moving from Facebook. I had built up a following on Facebook. I want to say it was about 18 to 1900 followers. I've been working on it over a year, but the last 1,000 to 1,500 followers came in the last 2 or 3 months. Now, I originally started out just to share the Bible with the world. But in the last 3 months, I've had some backlash from certain females, actually, and an occasional couple of males, but I don't really think it was backlash from them. They were just stating thoughts and trying to help me see something else. But these one or two females came off as, excuse my language, bitchy. Came off as the relationship problems that my wife and I were having had to be all the guy's fault. They're never the female's fault. That's exactly the feel I got from it. I could be wrong. So I was talking about how I was seeing my wife exhibit narcissistic traits in our relationship in general. And these ladies came at me because, well, obviously they've been with a narcissist, but they want to believe that something other than what I believe or stated. And I don't remember what I exactly stated, but my wife and I were having problems. You see, I'm going to air out my dirty laundry, not my wife's, because her and I are getting along right now, and I don't see these traits coming out. I am dealing with, as some of you might know, diabetic complications. My diabetes, even though I'm on medicine for it, I don't see control. In the last 2 to 2.5 weeks, my blood sugar stays 300 to 500, even on my medicine. Even when I avoid as many carbs as possible, I still end up, like today, it's stuck at 350 to blood sugar for since this morning at like 6 o'clock. Not good. And with diabetic complications comes many other factors that are involved. Sooner or later you start having health problems or heart problems, because we all know blood sugar is got to do with the heart. It'll clog the heart, it'll make it weaker. And here's the most known one. Blood sugar, when it's high for a long period of time, means there's tiny particles of sugar running around in your blood. When it starts to slow or cause problems with the heart, then your extremities don't get please stop. Your extremities don't get the blood flow they're supposed to have, which causes more problems. Makes it harder to fight off infections in feet, especially, or lower legs. And I've lost 3 toes and that much of the metatarsal in each one. I might put a picture up later of the good foot that only is missing 1 toe and that much metatarsal. So my foot structure is not meant to carry around a 220-pound guy anymore. Not a lot. Like what you would do for an average of working at the average job that requires walking is more than my feet should take. I need shoes for it, but I don't want to go to a doctor that's already chopped off toes that seems to care nothing about the patient and only cares about the money. And that's not just the doctor, that's the establishment that deals, or that, not going to give out names. But that's the local hospital around here. And the foot doctor works through them. She has mangled my feet. And yes, when you lose toes, you're going to have pretty screwed up feet to begin with. But the scar tissue and the different scars that are on that foot and how it looks on the top even makes me cringe. And I've been staring at it almost 2 years on a daily. So, after my 2 operations to lose the 3 toes because of a bad infection, I have now had, my big toe on my right foot has had an infection. The doctors in the current hospital that I will go to for it, which is about a 2-hour drive to get there, they're awesome. They take care of the problem. They dealt with the infection. They dealt with the hole in the top of my toe. Then I went to Guthrie. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Sorry, but I love Guthrie. They're good people. I might have to block that out. I don't know. But I went to them. They're really awesome. They looked into it. He gave me the physician assistant I saw He's an ex-Marine, or a Marine, I guess they still call themselves. He's down to earth. He'll tell you what you need to hear, and he'll answer any question. Anyway, he's an awesome person. I went in with a hole in my foot. He did all the necessary work. He gave me 2 antibiotics to fight off 2 of the most common infections in your feet, and then it also fights off others. The infection seems to be gone. There's still a big hole in my foot. It was only a couple layers down, so it wasn't that bad. But the old dead dry skin that came from where it looked like it was a callus peeling off is still there. I gotta keep working with it until it gets off. I hope he doesn't see this. Well, the infection seems to be gone. I've been off of my meds for about 2 weeks now. I haven't had any problems. You know, signs of infection, no pain, no problem. But you start losing nerves. Your nerves stop working because of all of the sugar going through your system and the lack of blood flow to your feet. And that leads to a lot more infections. So I'm dealing with that. Doctor it up anyway. Be careful, cover it, you know, that type of thing. On these new meds, like I said, my blood sugar still won't go where they want it. I feel really different on these meds. I'm hoping it at least is doing something for something in my body while I'm taking it. There's that. So I can't really spend a lot of time on my feet, jumping around, walking, running, lifting a lot of weight, because that would actually do more damage to my feet than I should put myself through. I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old here in my house. I have to be here as long as possible to make sure they get raised up right. Not saying anything against my wife. I'm just saying you need, whether you're a Christian or not, you need 2 parents in the house. The Bible says this. They need to be raised with a mother and a father. A woman needs to raise them to be more sensitive. And a woman needs to raise the daughter to learn how to take care of herself as a female. The man needs to be there to be the strong one. Teach him how to do the different things that us men do, especially when it comes to a little boy. So I got to fight to stay here, to not let this disease destroy me before my time. Even though statistics show somebody who has even a toe amputated has a shortened lifespan. Usually, I think it was somewhere between 70 and 80% of the people who have anything amputated due to diabetes have a shortened lifespan of about 5 years after their first operation. It's going on 4. So either my time is ticking away fast or God blessed me. I want to believe he blessed me, but I don't want to leave out the possibility that my time might be short. It's not negative. It's just being pretty real. Because any one of us could walk out the door and not make it home that night. So now that I covered those 2, Facebook. So those ladies on Facebook that were tormenting me, I got off my subject again. Those ladies were calling me a narcissist because I was pointing out that she has showing tendencies. I have narcissistic tendencies as well. Almost every human on earth has them. But to come at me and tell me that I'm the narcissist, she probably has nothing wrong with her. It sounds like a feminist talking. I don't think guys are better than women, and I don't think women are better than guys. I think we're all freaking human. We're all here for a purpose. And I don't think anybody's supposed to be here to be a feminist or to be a complete narcissist or to be anything of the negative nature at all. That is a choice we make, and that is something I am learning slowly but surely. I was raised in a household where there was displays of anger quite often. That is where we pick it up from. Who we're raised by. Not saying it's their fault. It's a 50-50. They pick it up. A kid will pick it up because they see the parent doing it. Now, the problem is the kid doesn't know any better, especially at a young age, like my son. So, you gotta choose how you react around your kids. It's 50% your fault for just letting... Sorry, that coffee's making me want to burp. Excuse me. So anyway, how you act around your kids has a big effect on how they act as an adult. It's not my parents' fault that whatever they were going through that caused them to show their anger, it's not their fault. That they just, I mean, it's their fault that they didn't choose to walk away, but it's not their fault that I picked it up. That would be my fault. It should have been, it should be taught to more people. And the longer our species is on this planet, the more negative we get. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on and on and on. I think I forgot something. So, my wife has gotten past her narcissistic tendencies. Pretty much. We're dealing with a lot of stuff, and I left Facebook because the final straw, well, I didn't leave it. I'm not posting there as much. But the reason why I left there was because somebody, I feel, on there made an accusation. I don't want to go into it. I feel I had some backlash from there, basically, from somebody on there who wanted to stop me from speaking. And, you know, they got their way. Good for them. But now I can make longer videos because I'm back at YouTube. One day I hope to achieve something through YouTube, but I don't have I don't plan for it. If it happens, it's great. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'm just sharing. I want people to learn something. So if you know anything about ODD, or you want to talk about any of these other issues I brought up, please don't hesitate to comment below. I'd like to do research. It's not going to be all the time, but if it sparks an interest in me and I think I can help somebody or I think I can learn something, I'll look it up. I just want to make the world a little better one way or another. And if you're into the Bible, I do tend to read the Bible on here. I've got a few videos of it. And if you want to just discuss different ideas about what I read in the Bible, please check out those videos and leave a comment. I am a follower of God. Some would call me a Jesus fan. I'm not perfect. I'll never be till the day I die and reach the gates of judgment. But I make my mistakes. I do the things wrong that I do, and I try to correct them. You can't do any better than that. So if there's anything you want to chat about, comment below, and have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.